One of the things I think we don't ask ourselves enough is, what is the consequence of not taking action? A lot of times we think to ourselves like, oh, well, what if I try this and it doesn't work out? And what if I fail? What if I can't keep up with it? What if whatever, right? But we don't ask ourselves, like, what happens if I just stay where I am right now? What happens if I don't try, right? And so I'll tell you exactly what happens if you don't try. If you don't try to decrease your inflammation on a cellular level and change your diet so that you can change your life, because that's what happens when you change your diet. Your mobility comes back, your energy comes back, your joy comes back. You can do things that you haven't been able to do in years. Not to mention, your lab work changes and your doctor's going to be like, wow, what are you doing? Whatever you're doing, keep doing it. You're going to get off some of your medication. So you're going to be saving money, not having to go to the doctor all the time, saving money, not having to buy all these prescriptions all the time. But not only that, you're going to be able to spend more quality time with the people that you love, doing the things that you love to do, right? You're not going to be miserable, laid up in bed all the time. So if you have a personal or professional goal, you can start working on that again. If you just genuinely want to be able to get up and down from the floor with your grandkids or carry your grandkids more, you're going to be able to do that. If you want to be able to help your aging parents, right, as they go through the final stages in their life without being like completely exhausted at the end of the day, you're going to be able to do that. All of these things are the benefit of taking a chance on yourself and trying to improve your life simply by changing your diet. If you don't do that, what happens is your disease progresses. You can get a second or a third autoimmune diagnosis, or God forbid, something worse. Your mobility decreases. Now you're laid up in bed all the time. Your fatigue increases. You're on more and more prescription medications. All you can think about and talk about is the pain that you're in, right? And so now you've become a burden to yourself and a burden to the people around you, because all you can think about is this chronic pain that you have. I know exactly what you're feeling, because I've been there in my life before, where it was like the amount of debilitating foot pain I had on a daily basis. It was all encompassing. It dictated my whole life. And it was all I could think about, and it was all I could talk about, and it was all I worked on in my free time. The thing about it is, I kept trying to treat my foot pain. I wasn't trying to treat my inflammation, because I was in a position where I had a very high stress job. I worked a tremendous amount of hours feeding other people. The last thing I wanted to do at the end of the day was come home and feed myself too. So I would get the grocery store, sushi. I would get the hot bar breakfast burrito, or the Uber Eats and the pizza and all the things. And I knew what I needed to do to change. I knew that I needed to actually go back to eating flare-free 3 times a day every day until my symptoms subsided. But in order for me to actually do that, I had to quit my freaking job, because I was like, I can't do both. So I quit my job, I focused on healing, and 10 days later I was back barefoot in my kitchen and my garden again, without these expensive custom orthotic shoes I used to have to wear all the time. All of that to say is, I know what you're going through. I know where you've been, and you don't have to stay there. You do not have to stay stuck. You do not have to stay in chronic pain. If you do the right things, you can transform your life, and you can be a completely different person in a very short amount of time. Most of the people inside my group coach, wow, that's a big pothole. Most of the people inside my group course and coaching program see results within weeks, okay, of changing their diet. Like Lori, for example, who after 1 month, she came into my free webinar. A month later, she said that her inflammation felt lessened, and her mobility was up. That was in 1 month of eating better. Now, fast forward a year later, she's able to walk around the mall with her granddaughter for 4 hours without stopping. She's never been able to do that. She would have to stop every 20 minutes to sit down. She has rheumatoid arthritis, by the way. And she's got her husband and her grandson on board with eating healthy with her and walking after meals. And all of her lab work is in perfect range for the first time in 5 years. So now she has space and energy and mobility to do more of the things that she loves with the people she loves. This is not just about changing your labs. This is not just about lessening your inflammation. This is about getting your life back so you could be who you want to be and do the things you want to do. So, and it all starts with taking small, little, actionable steps towards the life that you want. I'm not saying go from eating McDonald's 3 times a day to eating salmon, broccoli, and brown rice. That is not the way that I teach it, because if you try to do that method, you will fail. What I recommend is taking a more peaceful approach, and honestly, it's a more strategic approach. It's a little bit different than I would say most health coaches suggest, because I recommend that you actually food chain, which is typically something that people only recommend for super picky eaters, like picky kids. But it works wonders if you're a foodie as well, because you are passionate about the way things taste, you're passionate about the texture of your foods, you're passionate about the look of your foods. And so this helps you to slowly but surely bring your taste buds and your whole family along with this journey with you, so you're not shocking yourself and going, oh wow, like I went from putting heavy cream in my stew to putting canned coconut milk. You're going to taste the difference. There is a better way, and I teach you a better way inside my free live webinar, which is coming up on April 7th. I have 2 time slots available, so there's no excuse. You can join the one that best fits into your schedule. And guess what, guys? There's going to be a replay available. There'll be a replay available for a short period of time afterwards. So in the event that you can't show up, you can still watch the replay. It's totally fine. But here's the thing. This live webinar only comes around once or twice a year, and when we do the live webinar, that's where you get to sit one-on-one, you get to sit with me face to face and ask me your specific questions and get custom feedback. Okay, this is not just me yapping and doing this big, like, you know, sales call that's disguised as a webinar to try to get you to buy my program. You will actually walk away with all of the actionable steps that you need to start taking to reverse inflammation, decrease the symptoms of your autoimmune condition, you know, improve your lab work, get off your medications if that's something you want to do, and finally get your damn life back. Okay, and it's the perfect way to start, because you're going to get the roadmap, right? So you're going to know exactly what to do, but it's not like, oh, you need to cut out all of these major food groups and eat AIP for the next 30 days. That's not the way that I teach it. The way that I teach it is much more sustainable, it's much more doable, and you can bring your whole family along with you. That's the point, because this is the secret to making it stick. If you have to fight with your family members about what you're feeding the family, you're not going to want to eat healthy, because it's now stressful, right? And it's too much work, and you already have enough work on your plate. So go ahead and comment the word register below if you want to learn more, or if you want to sign up. My bot assistant will send you the link. And listen, there's free gifts for everybody that shows up live, and I'm going to be doing 2 live giveaways, 1 in each training. So I'm giving away a $25 grocery gift card to 1 lucky winner. All you have to do to enter into the giveaway is participate. So when I ask a question, comment in the chat box, give me your questions, ask your custom, you know, get your custom feedback, just participate, be a human being, show up, have fun, be yourself, get to know one another, and then you could possibly win a $25 grocery gift card, which will help you kickstart your journey to using anti-inflammatory food as medicine consistently without sacrificing all of your favorite foods or having to make separate meals for all of the picky eaters at home or cooking all day long. So let me know if you have any questions. Otherwise, I'm going to see you April 7th at 10 a.m. or 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. If you're in, you know, overseas somewhere and you're watching this, let me know where you are and I'll tell you what time it is. And we'll make it happen. Bye.